In today's video, we're going to talk about the Divi design system and workflow toolkit for freelancers and agencies. This tool is called KrafterPro. You see, if you're new to KrafterPro, sometimes you can get a bit confused as to how you're supposed to use it. And if there's an update, what do you do? Does it override all my presets? Does it override all my settings and so on? So this video is going to uncover all of that. All right, so first of all, KrafterPro, the main issue that it solves when designing websites with Divi 5 is instead of manually choosing fonts, colors, spacing, buttons, sections every single time, KrafterPro gives you a reusable system that you can use across every project. And this just makes things very, very easy. So here's a breakdown of what is in KrafterPro. So on the left side there, you have a design system. So some of you may have only purchased the design system, but when you purchase KrafterPro, it's the design system plus the workflow toolkit. And this is what makes the major difference. And this is why this is a bit more expensive. So when it comes to the workflow toolkit, you have starter sites. A few days ago, I released Initial Starter Site. It is part of KrafterPro. In a few weeks, I'm going to release another starter site for e-commerce. It's going to be in the starter site section. So all these, you get them for free. These are sites that enable you to design websites super fast. They'll have everything. They'll have the design system, they'll have all the pages laid out and all the emails and pretty much everything all set. The login forms, all of that. Now within this, there's also a style guide. There's also a handoff document. Now, for those of you who are freelancers and agencies, a handoff document is very, very important. It's part of it. Frames. This is a product that's coming very soon. These are designed sections, which you can just, drag, drop, and you design your websites that way. It's going to be a massive library. The theme builder, again, is also something that is very important. So when you design a website every single time, do you want to be designing your headers and footers every single time, your 404 pages, your search results pages? I don't think so. So this is why this package here is a complete design system and toolkit. So let's take a look and see how this actually works. See, when you install KrafterPro, it installs as a plugin, just like any other plugin. As you can see here, I have KrafterPro over here. Right now, we're on version 2.1.8. So what happens is when you start designing your website, so let's pretend we want to design something here. I'm just going to go in and add a header. So let's add from our library here, single column, and then we're going to come over here to group. So let's go with hero. Okay, let's go with this one here. Okay, so that's just a pre-done design, as you can see. So let's say you've designed this website. This is website A. But while you're designing this, you decide, you know what? I want to make more variables because what we have here are not enough. So let's do an example of a button variable. So you'd come over here. Now this one here is called K primary. So let's say you decide, you know what? I want to make different variations of this. You go in here, you duplicate this. Right? And then let's say this project is called, it's a gym website. So you'd say gym button primary. So I'm just naming this so that at least we know what it is. So this one is going to be rounded. Okay. So now we can go into, in fact, let's get rid of this. Now let's go to the design tab. And in the design tab now, if we go into the button, we can go into the border here. So at the moment we have 3. So let's say 100. Do you see that? We've just created a pull button. It's rounded, right? So the next thing we may want to do here is we may want to go into spacing. And over here on the left and right, you may want to increase this from space M to a different size. So let's see. We're going to search for space. And instead of M for medium, we're going to go for large. Perfect. So I like this. Now I'm going to save it. I'm going to save. All right. So now I have added an extra button here. And you can see here it's called Gym Button Primary. This could also apply to a blurb. we have quite a few blurbs here. You decide, you know what, you want to add a different variation of the blurb. So you'd go in, design it, and so on. So the question now is, this website, it's ready. The client wants the website. We are pretty much good. And then Mac says, you know what, guys, I have an update. KrafterPro is on version 3. A lot of you are going to panic and say, oh my goodness. So the updates, are they going to break everything that I have? The answer to that is no. The updates will not break anything. As a matter of fact, if you wanted to add those updates here, all you're going to have is those updates are going to be appended here, which means if I were to add the design system, how I would do it is I would come over here, go to KrafterPro, and then when I upload the file, the update of the design system, I would go in here, browse, find the file, and then instead of saying replace, which will remove everything that's on the site, I would go to merge. So if I've updated, let's say, 2 more buttons, all you're going to get from the import here is 2 buttons. Your design is still intact. Nothing is going to happen to it. So that should just take the fear away, okay? The other thing that you may also want to do when there's an update, just in case, is to make a backup. So what you'd do, you'd come over here to export, give this file a name, the one that you've added the extra button, okay? You give it a name. So since it's a gym website, you call this gym design system, let's say 01, okay? So now I can go ahead and just say download the system. So that means I've literally saved the current settings of all the presets of my website. So when I come in with a new one, you can actually, just append to what we have, which is the merge. So your existing ones plus my new ones that I'm going to add will be added onto the system. Now, if you don't want to add my updated variables, well, actually that could be a good thing, because your website here for client A is complete anyway. The website is complete, and all the extra buttons that you've made, you've exported them. So you're good to go. There's no need to panic there. You cannot say, okay, so Mac has an update. Does that mean my website that I've designed for client A last week is going to be affected? No, it won't be affected, because the design system is already there. Unless you want to add new designs, new pages, with more designs or more buttons, whatever it is, then, only then, can you say, oh, let me go back to that website I designed a week ago and add a design system on it. But chances are, 99.9% of the time, you will not need to do that. So then the question is, so what's the point? What about the starter sites? Well, the starter sites are going to be in this tab here. So Initiate is going to be over here. Now, if you've already designed the website and it's complete, why are you stressing about the starter site on the website that you've already designed anyway? Do you see what I mean? There shouldn't be any stress there. There shouldn't be any panic there, because these are ideal for perhaps maybe your next website project. Your next website project could be, let's say it's a plumbing website. Then you would say, oh, let me take a look at the updates that was done by Mac the other time. Then you'd go in and say, I like this starter site. You download it, you do a quick preview, download it, boom, it's working. You see it, if you like it, it's okay. But if you feel like you need to make a few tweaks, what do? You head over to your site, you change, perhaps you want to change the font, you'd come over here, you go to your variable manager, fonts, instead of pop-ins, you go in and add Playfair display. Okay, let's go with this one. Okay, let's say you choose that, and now you want to save. Oops, I didn't save it. Let's go back. Playfair display. Okay, let's go with this one here. Save variables, apply. Okay. So let's say this is your new design. Perhaps you've changed the color as well. You'd come over here, go to the colors, and you've updated your colors. And maybe you are using, this color here. I don't know. It's pretty much up to you. You've done all that. You've made all your changes. And you know what else you've done? you've gone in and you've also changed your body text. Let's head over back here. This is now website B, by the way. Website B, you'd come over here to fonts, and then this is enter. We want to use Montserrat. There we go. Select that. Okay, now my font has been updated. I can say save variables, apply changes, right? So you've done all these changes, and you've also done a different variation of a button. You've gone in and let's say you've added a blurb, but you see this style blurb here. If we go to K blurb, it looks like that, but you want to change the design a little bit. So as you're designing, you save this as well, right? You come over here, you now say save new preset from current style. You give it a new name. So perhaps this is a lawyer's website. You say lawyer, a blurb, icon, dark, or whatever it is, right? So now you have two sets of files. What then do you do? Same thing. You come over here, you go to your exports. This now is a, did you say plumbing website? Okay. Plumbing dash site. Okay. That's the plumbing site. You download. Okay. When Mac says, okay, we are on KrafterPro version 3.5. Every time you hear 3.5, 3.6, 3. Whatever it is, 99.5% of the time, what we're doing is we're doing updates to the handoff, make it look a bit nicer, add more features, or perhaps we are over here adding more starter sites as well, or we are over here, we are updating the frames. So when it's a new website, I will be documenting it, by the way, making sure that it's clear. It doesn't mean that your website that you designed a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now has been affected. No, you've designed it, you've saved the presets, you've saved the design system, all your presets, your variables, your fonts, your colors are all saved. Okay, they're all saved for that website. So at any given time, you can just go in and import it on a new project and have different variations like that. So when it comes to updates, when working with KrafterPro, don't panic. If you design a website today with this version of KrafterPro 2.1.8, that's fine. That website is going to be okay. And even if you go in and delete this plugin, your website will still work. This is purely for managing your website and making sure that you can export all your variables. You can use them at any given time. And if you want to design a website that has all these presets and all done already, you can just come over here and delete everything, right? You can literally go in and delete all these modules and variables and colors. And then you can start from scratch applying the design system. This is what saves you time. Do you know that if you're going to work on a website that has presets all set already, for you to go into each and every page and delete each and every preset, imagine you would need to come over here and then start doing this. Okay, glass effect. Let me get rid of it. Boom. Delete. Yes. And then you move on to the next one. And then you say, okay, this button here, I don't want this button. Let me go ahead and delete it. You'd come over here and say button, delete. So if this website came with, let's say, 20 or 30 presets, how are you going to delete all these? Because every single module will have them. You are going to spend hours trying to delete this. Whereas with KrafterPro, you just come over here and delete it. If there's something you want to exclude, you add the prefix here, you exclude it, and you're good to go. So this is meant to save you a lot of time as you're designing. Your website is designed, it's complete, you want to hand it off to your client, you come over here, you fill in everything, the live URL, the hosting provider, two-factor authentication, any notes that they need. This is the file you send them. It's a PDF. You email it to them. If you want to put a password to it, it's pretty much up to you. You send it. If you want to show them their style guide, here it is. You show them their style guide. Here are all the colors, the fonts, and so on. The style guide is complete. So this is what really takes productivity to the next level when you work with Divi, with KrafterPro and Divi 5. So in a nutshell, if you've designed your website already with this version of KrafterPro, it is fine, it's safe, it's good to go. The update you're going to get should not really affect your website performance. When it comes to designs, you've already designed your website. It's complete. It's done. So the updates that are going to come are not necessarily going to be needed for the website that you've already spent hours designing. So it just means that when there's a new update, you use that for a new website. And this is just a starting point. You can add more and more button variations. You can add more blurb variations. You can add call to action variations and so on. And then save that to your liking. Save it as a name and you're good to go. So I hope that clears a few things, because if you haven't really used it or thought about it, it may feel overwhelming. Some of you I see in the comments are saying, when is version 3 going to come so I can start my new project? No, you can actually start your new project right now, because I gave you the design system, which was built from the ground up. If you use that, KrafterPro version 3.0 is not going to change the what? The design system. So really, you don't even need to wait, because here I'm pretty much going to be updating things here in the shop. And if I come over here to downloads, I'll be updating frames, which don't affect your current website. So these are features that will be files that are going to be added later on and on and on and on as it grows. But in terms of designing, you can continue designing. And if you save all your design systems, save them so you can import them at another time. That's how I would suggest that you use KrafterPro design system, and pretty much that's how easy it is to use. Now, I am also going to do some live videos, some live shows, so that at least you can ask me even more questions if you are confused and so on. The link to KrafterPro is in the video descriptions below. This is your opportunity to get a design system which you're going to use on each and every website, and you're also going to get starter sites designed using the design system. And you can save all your design systems. You can share them with your friends, family, fellow designers, and so on. And this is what makes this really, really powerful. Until next time, thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it. See you again in the next one. Take care.